What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Baseball Rundown with Coach Raz. I'm Ryan Lombardi, alongside Coach, and you guys play over the weekend at home against Davidson, and you guys take one of the 3 games set. We'll go game by game, as you guys took game 2, but lost games 1 and 3. So we'll start with game 1. You guys kind of you battled in this game, to say the least. But it just kind of was too much too late from Davidson. Just kind of walk me through that.
Yeah, I think they got an early lead in the second, 2-0, and then tacked on 4 more in the fourth, which made it 6-0. We had some opportunities, guys on base, just didn't get a big hit to drive in some runs, and finally got on the board in the fifth and made it 6-2. But there was moments in that game where it was like one swing, all of a sudden it could be a 1-run, 2-run game. So we battled. I mean, we were in there. I thought we played good defense. Chance went out there and battled for us. But once we didn't have a lot of pitchers available for this weekend, so we were trying to be really careful with how we use the pitching staff. David James is somebody that has started for us and kind of, around the 5th inning tires out a little bit. So we were trying to find a moment where we could use him to kind of finish a game where we had a lead. And, it was tight there. We were thought about possibly using him, but we just never got a lead or never got it, where it was a 1-run game or it was close. So once Chance came out, we, had to throw a couple guys to try to burn some innings. And, unfortunately, it didn't work out because they ended up giving a couple runs each of them. But Cam Demos gave us 2 2/3. I think that's the most innings he's had in an appearance this year. And, so it was good to try to fight and stay in it. We just couldn't close that gap enough in game 1 to kind of execute the plan. And, they were able to walk away with a game 1 win.
Yeah, but then you guys go out there on Saturday and respond. You got out to an early 1-0 lead in the first. And you got to credit. Chris Holcraft hit a solo shot in the first inning, kind of put you guys up. Just overall, let's go through it. Alex Barger had a great start on the mound. He really looked comfortable out there. So let's run through that one.
Yeah, I think we were thinking about using Alex more of an opener. See if he could give us 2-3 innings and see what the score would look like. We scored 1 in the first on Chris's shot, and then we're able to score 2 in the third. So we had a 3-0 lead. And then Alex tried getting in to the 4th inning and could tell that he was slowing down a little bit. So, David, this was the opportunity. We were kind of looking for David James. So we had a lead, got him in there in the 4th inning. He kind of shut down the threat that they had, only allowing the 1 run to score. So we have a 3-1 game after 4 innings. We got 5 innings left, but we feel like David could give us a chance to ride it out. And, that's exactly what he did. I mean, he was electric out of the bullpen for us. And, 5 innings, no hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks. I mean, just a really, really, the only runner they got on base was a hit by pitch. So just a really strong relief effort by David. And the plan worked out. We were able to get a lead and get the ball to him, and we were able to grab a win against a very good Davidson team.
Yeah, and David James got his first win on the mound this year, so definitely has to feel good for him the way he played. But Chris Holcraft really had a great game. It just kind of speaks to how good he's been this year. 3 for 4, a double, a home run, 3 RBIs. It was a triple short of the cycle. So,
yeah, I think it was Chris's probably best game overall at the plate this year. He really carried us, which he has the ability to do. He can be a guy that has a really good day and can help us win games and carry us by himself sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. And just looking at overall statistics, Connor Bergloni has 10 home runs this year, and just really unexpected power numbers. We've talked about it a lot on this show. But he just continue to still impress you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess now I'm starting to
expect it
a little bit more for him to kind of run into one on a weekend and give us a chance. He's been out there for 39 games, 142 at bats. So, it's not just a short sample size where it's surprising me. I mean, he's played a full season pretty much now. So, we expect him to go out there and have some results. It's why he's been out there and he's done the job. And, it's going to be an important piece for us moving forward after this year as well.
Yeah, and then you guys go out there Sunday, and a big second inning by Davidson kind of plays out what the rest of the game is going to be. Just kind of what was going on there.
Just, trying to work some magic and piece it together on the mound. We started the game with Ethan Canny Forbes. It's his first college start, trying to kind of use an opener like we did in game 2. Cade was the one guy that we felt like could give us some length on the mound because he's got multiple appearances where he's given us multiple innings. So, the idea was to get 2 or 3 maybe out of Ethan and then try to get it to Cade. Ethan couldn't get out of the second, and Cade came out of the bullpen, and they just kind of jumped on him and made a big inning. 9-run innings, very difficult to battle back from. You're down 10 to 1 after halfway through the second. But again, our guys didn't stop fighting. They scored 1 in the second, scored 1 in the third. 1 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th, which made it a little bit interesting. But yeah, it's just, we're throwing a lot of arms, trying to figure out a way, and we ended up running out. We had, the last inning this weekend, we had to throw a couple of position players just to try to finish the game. So, there's been a lot of opportunities for sure. And I think that's the one thing any player wants is a chance. And there's been chances for guys.
Yeah, I mean, and some of the position players that pitched, Ryan Kusi, he gave you an inning and a third, only gave up 1 hit, had 2 strikeouts, pretty good stuff at him. And it was kind of funny, Chris Holcraft on the mound. I'm pretty sure Chris only needs to catch and play first base, and he'll play all 9 positions in college. Yeah, so that's definitely something to keep in mind, Coach.
He was begging for it. He wanted to pitch really, really bad. And Chris is a really good athlete, so he's got a strong arm for the infield. So we gave him a shot to go out there, and sometimes it's not as easy as it looks, right? So Chris struggled with his command a little bit, and Gavin is somebody who pitched in high school, and again, another really good athlete. And we just switched it over to Gavin. He was able to get us out of the inning. And
yeah, for sure. All right, well, that recaps the weekend. And you guys got some games left. So this weekend, you guys are going to stay at home and take on VCU. Looking like maybe a doubleheader now on Friday, potentially with the bad weather coming Saturday. And then you guys will play Sunday to wrap up the series. Just overall, what's your look on VCU?
Good program. Definitely had a lot of turnover from last year. New coach, a lot of new players. But they're playing well lately. They just lost a close game to Virginia on Tuesday. So, during my time here, we've done pretty well against VCU. I think my first year we went down there and won a game at their place. And then we won the series last year, 2-1. So I think, overall, I've been 3-3 against VCU here. So I feel like, we'll go out and compete, hopefully we can get a couple arms back to help us this weekend. And just try to get healthy and as many guys available as possible down here for the last few weeks.
Who can we expect to see on the mound for the series?
We'll start off with Chance Moore. He'll go on the first game, and then I think we'll use David James in a similar role, try to find a lead somewhere and use him to close out a game. So potentially Alex Barger for game 2, and then game 3 we'll have to just piece it together on what we didn't use.
Well, I love that. That's perfect. Definitely looking forward to this weekend against VCU. Obviously, you guys had tremendous success last year against them, and those are the 2 wins are really fun games to be a part of. And I guess just give me an outlook. Like, what are some of the goals you guys are looking for as you head into some of these final series?
I just think we want to compete. I want the guys to have fun. The season's coming down to an end. For a lot of these guys, I think 12 guys, it's going to be their last college game. So, we want to continue to have fun being around each other, have that brotherhood and stay positive and just go out and play the game of baseball. The game's supposed to be fun. That's what we need to do and, enjoy our time that we have left on the field.
Yeah, and I will note, Jace Tarnish is hitting .397, which if he finishes the year at that mark, he'll move up to 7th all time in the Bonaventure baseball record book for average. And he's also he's moving up on that single season hit list record. Obviously, the record's held by Randy Moley with 84 hits in 2008, but definitely has a shot at making some history here in his sophomore season.
Yeah, he's been great all year. And, the stolen base numbers are great. And, Jace has been incredible all year for us.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I appreciate the time, as always, and we'll see you next week. Good luck this weekend. You guys get some wins against VCU. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the Baseball Rundown, brought to you by the Bonnie's Online Network. See you guys next week.